Hey guys, welcome back to Happy Humble Home. So today I'm going to be showing you a quick flip through of the curriculum that I'm going to be using for my 6th grade son this year. Again, not sponsored, no endorsements, anything like that. So go ahead, click that subscribe button and let's jump right into the flip through. Okay, so first up we have the Observing God's World, Abeka 6th grade science, health and science lesson. There is no parent information on the front of the book. It's just a table of contents. And then it jumps right into the textbook. At the end of each chapter, there is these little like 1A chapter checkups. And that's pretty much it. This was a book that I got from a friend of mine, so it does have some writing in it, or some highlighting in it. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, at the end of each little chapter section, it does have these comprehension checks. Now, to go along with this, you can get the quizzes and worksheets, which I did. So here's a kind of an example of what their quizzes and worksheets look like for identification and all. But I do feel like this would be optional if you didn't want to have any extra worksheets or anything like that to go along with your science. But like I said, last year, my oldest son did the Good and the Beautiful science with us, and I wanted something a little bit more in depth. So that's why I decided to give this science a try instead. But again, I personally feel like any little worksheets like these would be extra. And if you didn't feel the need for them and just wanted to go off the comprehension checks, comprehension questions in the book, that would be fine as well. So that is the science that we're doing now. This is a health and science unit, so hopefully, like I said, hopefully I will be able to get the human body part 2 from the Good and Beautiful, and I will be able to put that on for the health this year. That is my hope, so we shall see. Next, we're going to be doing the Arithmetic 6 from Abeka this year. We're going to see how that goes. Again, there's really not a whole lot at the beginning of the book as far as for teachers go or anything like that. It just jumps right into it. It does have a class practice, and one thing about this is they actually do have actual homework sections. So you could use that homework section maybe if you didn't want to spend extra for the test and quizzes, just make your own test up from the homework section, maybe something like that. But I mean, it's a very colorful math book. It gives your examples, strategies. So pretty basic and straightforward. Again, you can get the test separate. I've noticed that with the Abeka especially, a lot of their test or quizzes is not in the actual book. You have to buy a separate little small book, kind of like this one. So in the back, it does have these the supplementary exercises section that just gives extra practice. If you notice that your child's struggling with something, it does give extra practice in the commonly struggled areas. And then back here is the homework section that I was telling you about, that it says at the end of each lesson. So if you wanted to, you could just kind of make up your own test from either these or these. But like I said, one thing I do feel like with the Abeka, that a lot of stuff like the tests or quizzes and all comes in these extra little books that you have to buy separately. I know that, like I said, there's been times where I've used curriculum that has extra stuff like this that I didn't necessarily care to include. So I feel like that's kind of whatever you feel like you need to do for your child, and every child is different. But that's how the Arithmetic 6 from Abeka is set up. It also has in the back just your basic definitions and all to help your child remember. Just your little handbook. And that is the Arithmetic 6 from Abeka. Then we are going to be doing the New World History and Geography, also from Abeka. This one is set up very similar to the science because there's not a lot in the front. And then it jumps straight in Again, I got this from a friend. So, and then it has basically the same comprehension checks, the 1A at the end of every chapter. You have just a little chapter, like chapter 1's checkup. It's just very quick. It's just that. And then you're on to chapter 2. So again, you can get the maps and activities, so you can see chapter 3 checkups a lot longer. So with this particular one, since I did want to focus quite a bit on the geography aspect, I did get the maps and activities book. The key for this, again, is a separate book. These books do not come with the key. Even for the quizzes and worksheet, you have to get a quizzes and worksheet key separately. You can also buy tests separately. I had to get a quiz and maps and activities key book. So that's one reason I really suggest, if you can find the textbook used and you can get a good deal on it, and then you can invest in the maps and activities or all the keys. That's one reason I suggest doing it like that, because the keys and even these small little books, they can add up very quickly. So if you're able to find the bulk of it somewhere else, that's always helpful. But like I said, this one I did want to focus on the geography aspect more, so I knew that this had part of that a little bit more. And that's your basic. Again, they're all from Abeka, so they're all kind of following the same guidelines, I guess. You know, they're all kind of the same. What you need to get separately, as far as the text or the extra books, is all separate. And then for language arts, we're going to be doing the language lessons for a living education from Masterbooks. This is 6th grade. Again, you can kind of see how it's set up. Now the Masterbooks, it does have the key in the back. This one also has spelling words, so I'm really excited for that. It also has grammar study sheets, root words, word types, all about words, figures of speech. So it has all this helpful information in the back for Masterbooks. It also has, if I can find it here, it also has the key in the back as well. And it does come with the assessments in here. You can choose to follow these first assessment charts if you wish. Again, it's completely up to you, but they do give those suggestions. There's your independent reading list. This one also has, just like the 4th, if you watched my 4th grade curriculum video, this is the same book, and they do have their created dictionary pages that you can print off more from the website if you wanted to. And then this also, like I said, has the key in it. This is a 5-day-a-week course, set up just like the other one. So like here you'll have lesson 22. They'll do the reading part, and then you'll have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 4, and that one had 2 exercises for day 4, and day 5, and then there's your spelling words, day 5, and then you move on to lesson 23. Now again, as to go along with this book is for 6th grade, it's the 10-minute Bible journey. Again, the language arts book will tell you what pages to read, so that way they will be able to answer the questions correctly. And it is the extra reading source for supplemental reading material for the language lessons for living education. There we go. I'll get it right eventually. Okay, and then also I've mentioned, if you watched my 4th grade video, then you've already kind of seen that we will be doing the Tuttle Twin books. Again, these are just extra books that I will be using in our curriculum this year. And especially as the kids get older, I will start implementing history a little differently than just a basic curriculum book. So these Tuttle Twin books, these are 12 of them. They do make older books. These, I think they go through ages like 5 to 11. So very, very easy reads. So it will not take him long at all to go through these books. there is PDFs that you can download or purchase and download. Each book also has discussion questions, and then like here's the law workbook that you can download the PDF from, and it also tells about the actual book, or who, kind of what context this book was wrote off of, basically, in all of them. Like this one was wrote off of an essay based on the classic essay I Pencil by Leonard Reed. So you can look up the information where they come from to have them study more about these books as well. Now, something else that we're going to be doing is I'm going to start incorporating more of these types of books, The Lives of Signers. Now, this is actually from Wall Builders. I got it for christianbook.com. And let's see, right here. The Lives of the Signers of the Declaration of Independence, originally published in 1848, reprinted in 95, and then this was the 10th printing edition in 2020. So this is actually from 1848. So a lot, especially as the boys get older, we will be incorporating more and more original documents into their schoolwork, and we may end up going to where we're not using a curriculum like this and going more to just using historical documents, historical research, and that sort of, I guess, for lack of a better word, curriculum for their history. So he will definitely be reading this as well. And like I said, this particular one is Lives of the Signers. I did get this off of christianbook.com. I'll leave all the links in the description. But you can also, there is also a wallbuilders.com. I was actually talking to my mom, who mentioned Wall Builders as that it was a really good, they had a lot of good historical books and like this, original documents. And then I went to their actual website, and they have even more. They have a lot of ebooks or audio books as well. So if you're interested in trying to figure out how to kind of shift from a curriculum history into something a little deeper, then I would definitely check out Wall Builders. And like I said, they have more topics than the Declaration of Independence. This is just the one that I happened to pick up when I placed my final school order, because I wanted to see it and I wanted to give it a look. So like I said, as the boys get older, we will be transitioning, doing history a little bit different every year that they get older. So that's pretty much the layout right now. I will also be having Nathan do the Rush Revere books. That, again, if you've seen my curriculum video for 5th and 3rd grade, the Rush Revere books, I will be having Nathan do those as well. The Rush Revere books, kind of like the Total Twin books, does have quizzes or discussion questions. Something like this will be more where we read it together, discuss it. There's not really a PDF or workbook or anything like that, to my knowledge, that I can get to go with something like that. But okay, so that's pretty much the textbook portion of the 6th grade math or 6th grade curriculum that I'll be using. We will still be doing typing through typing.com. Like I said, I love them because it's a free website. I can still have a teacher's account. It's worked out well last year. So I'm going to be making the difficulty a little bit harder this year, just because the boys are older, and it does allow me to do that. So we'll be still doing typing through typing.com. For our Bible, we will still be doing the Bible plan off of Easy Peasy. Off of Easy Peasy, the Bible from Easy Peasy Homeschool, from the Easy Peasy curriculum. So we will be doing that reading plan. This will be his final year in Bible drills as well. Plus they will still have some a devotion book to do as well. And like I mentioned, he'll still be doing some Rush Revere as well, because last year I kind of made the reading as part of their either language arts or history. This year I'm probably going to do a whole separate reading thing. I will keep I will print the boys off a separate reading log so that way I can keep track of certain books that I want them to read. My boys love to read, especially my oldest. He loves to read just for fun anyways, which is great. Nathan. But there's times that there's certain books I want him to read. So during the school year, I push those books a little bit more and have him read a certain amount each day is my plan right now. So again, not sponsored through anything. If you have any questions or comments, always let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch back up with y'all later. Bye.
Bye.